All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Rachel Croxton. I'm a first-year medical student here at Michigan. My pronouns are she, her, hers. And I'm very excited to be your facilitator tonight for our panel on LGBTQ plus health. We are joined today by our panelists, Dr. John Randolph, who is a professor and physician in OBGYN and reproductive endocrinology, and Hadrian Kinnear, who's an MSTP student here at Michigan. So without further ado, I'll turn it over to Hadrian and Dr. Randolph. If you could both introduce yourselves, talk about your role at Michigan Medicine and projects that you're working on related to LGBTQ plus health.
My name is Hadrian. My pronouns are he, him. I'm an MD PhD student. I'm in year 6 of the program. So I've been at Michigan for 6 years. I think my dissertation work is focused on reproduction for trans individuals and understanding the impact of gender affirming testosterone for transmasculine folk. I do that using a mouse model. And so that's a lot of what I focused on for the last couple of years. But I think more broadly than that, I'm really interested in healthcare for sort of the LGBTQ community more broadly. And I've been involved in that both. We have a LGBTQ student group called OutMD, which I've helped to lead and then mentor, and has done some really incredible work. Has helped to put together a transgender medicine elective for 3rd and 4th year students. And I'm currently on the advisory committee for LGBTQ health at Michigan Medicine, and have helped to put together like an affirming provider list, because we found that like one of the areas of need was people sort of getting engaged in care. And so I've gotten a chance to be mentored by a variety of incredible folk here who do both trans care as well as sort of broader LGBTQ plus care. And so it's really nice to be here with you all tonight, and I'm happy to talk about any of these things.
Hi, John Randolph, he, him. I've been on faculty actually since 1986, and was part of the original group that put together our comprehensive gender services program, which officially started in 1994. So we've been providing trans care for a long time, kind of broadly over multiple different areas. Originally, I was recruited as the gynecologist to do hysterectomies, and then as I do hormones and hormone research, became one of the, actually at the time, the primary hormone provider. And that's now expanded to multiple different people. I was just thinking that I taught a lot of them how to do it, so it's kind of cool, because especially my partners who now do it. So we have a bunch of providers, including some of our primary care providers. And the program is full service, so surgery, hormones, counseling, vocal, cosmetics, all sorts of things that people need to feel good about themselves and to achieve the goals that they have. And it's a lot of research is going on. We have a big interest in reproductive services for gender non-conforming folks. So we do IVF and gamete cryopreservation and all that kind of stuff. And I have lots of students all the time. I said earlier that people sort of show up for a half-day clinic even when they're not assigned, because it's really cool stuff. So I love having students, and pretty much everybody on our team loves having students. And it's been a really good win-win situation for everybody.
I have a quick question for Dr. Randolph. Do you have any advice for students who are interested in perhaps pursuing opportunities related to LGBTQ plus health in their time as a medical student or in their careers, but who've never done that kind of work before? Do you have any advice for those students?
Yeah, go someplace where you can get exposed to it, because everybody needs to be exposed to it, and that used to be my goal before I retired, that every medical school in the whole country would have a good program. We haven't gotten there yet, but we'd love to have that happen. But get exposed to it and spend some time and look at the opportunities, because you can incorporate that into your practice regardless of what you do if you're taking care of patients. and everybody should have a basic level of knowledge. But there's so much that we need to learn. It's just there's thousands of unanswered questions related to this field. So there are so many opportunities, and just finding good mentors. And we have lots of people in lots of different areas doing really cool stuff.
I want to sort of add to that. Like, as a student, this was something I certainly cared about LGBTQ health from a personal perspective, but I didn't know much about it from like a professional perspective coming in. And I remember like the very beginning of med school, a student who was graduating said, like, if you read a little bit about something for a little bit, like, you'll start to know more than the people around you. But if you keep doing that and you pick something you really care about and you keep learning about it, before, like, as time goes on, you'll start to know more than the people around you, and you'll start to become like a local, like you'll start to gain this sort of local expertise. And I think I've really appreciated how much that has felt true. And so taking the time to sort of read about things, to, if there's talks you're interested into, like interested in, go to them, go to conferences, just like the more you can kind of immerse yourself in the stuff you care about. And then from that, like, start broad. And then as you start to find the things that are really the things that matter to you, focusing in can be really, really helpful for getting started.
And for anybody who's interested in investigation, there's so many opportunities and so many folks to work with. A lot of our residents, have to do a research project before they graduate. And, we always have somebody working with our team who's interested in doing something. And many students have worked with various folks on the team. So there's lots of opportunities there for people who want to do a deeper dive into the area.
Dr. Randolph, I was wondering if you could talk a little bit about the interdisciplinary nature of the Gender Care Clinic, what other sorts of specialists you work with, and what that collaboration looks like when focusing on a patient and sort of coordinating their care.
We've got folks all over the place. So the hormone providers, and we have a great PEDS program, which is, a really important piece as things migrate younger and younger. We have fabulous social workers, so really good counselors. We have a lot of really good mental health providers, and then a whole team of surgeons. So basically, whatever kind of surgical option folks are interested in, we have somebody here that can do that, so that people don't have to go far away and they come here from all over the place. So in fact, I think the only thing that we don't have is no one here in ENT is doing vocal cord surgery, but I expect that will change sometime soon, or at least that they're not doing every procedure, but pretty much everything else. So we have a research group that gets together quarterly and talks about research projects, and that comes from everybody, and anybody's invited to come to those. We have a kind of an ad hoc a hormone conference, just talk about difficult hormone questions for the folks that prescribe hormones, and everybody's invited to that too. So it's a pretty open group.
I was wondering if there were any opportunities to do research around HIV/AIDS, which I know is not exclusively LGBTQ+, but disproportionately affects her.
Yes, I think so. I haven't personally done that, but I think we have a strong group of folks who do HIV care, and I know the person I know closest is the person who's the social worker, Amy Jacobs, who works with them and is on the LGBTQ advisory committee with me, and has been like a really sort of incredible person. There's also sort of adjacent to the medical school, because Michigan is such a like broad campus, there are folks in like public health and nursing that do a lot more work around HIV and people living with HIV and sort of quality of life. So I'm gonna get the center name wrong, but I'm not going to try. But there's a really phenomenal group there that has a lot of sort of research projects ongoing. Some are more like qualitative type research projects, and so like, well, you have all of these opportunities. both like within the medical school and adjacent to, and in some of like the more public health type fields as well.
So thanks again. It's great to meet you all, and best of luck with the rest of SLAM.